Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. Tonight we're going to be talking about chakras. I'm actually tripping out because the creator is like, go over chakras. And I'm like, we talked about that. I had to go back. And we did not. There are actually a few things that are very basic, like one-on-one type level of spirituality that we have not discussed, and I thought we did. Now, the first thing that's very interesting to me is there are more than 100 chakras, right? We were under the impression that there's 7, right, from the crown to the root, and that's it. Turns out there are over 100, in between 114 and 128. Just the little research that I did. We're going to actually make this a part 2. Not to go into all of the chakras, but just to do a little more in-depth discussion, because this is a major part of not just healing and spirituality, but just learning different mechanisms to balance out and just function, right, overall. Now, as we know, we have the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar, the sacral, and the root, right? Like I said, I didn't get into the other ones. Obviously, we would need way more than 15 or 30 minutes, right, to go into 114. But these are the major chakras, right? So our bodies are basically portals, right? Chakras refer to the various energy points that correspond to specific nerve bundles and internal organs, right? They're said to be a vortex of energy that basically represent the levels of consciousness. Okay? So the crown, we know, is at the top of the head. It's related to divinity, divine energy, infinity, God, transcendence, and unity. The third eye chakra is between the eyes. This is related to wisdom, imagination, intuition, dreams, and psychic abilities. The throat chakra, obviously it's at the throat, deals with communication, speaking, independence, expression, listening, and truth. The heart chakra is at the heart. It's at the center of the chest. It deals with love, compassion, self-love, relationships, healing, and gratitude. The solar is about 2 inches above your belly button. It deals with identity, the ego, willpower, goals, and empowerment. And the sacral chakra is at the pelvis. These are portals. These are spots for energy, okay? Reproduction, sex, reproduction, sex, and physical and sexual energy, also known as the libido. And also the last is the root. It's at the base of the spine. This is connected to the Kundalini energy, and it deals with survival, security, and safety. The Kundalini, if you don't know, deals with the life force, which is said to be the feminine force, where they basically say this is like a cord, like a bundle of cords that are related to the feminine energy, the life force that allows us to thrive. Once you tap into that and heal that, you become balanced. Okay, now we discussed the vagus nerve, right? That's the cord that runs from the base of the central nervous system, the base of the brain, all the way down to the gut, right? We talked about that. We even discussed like little things. Well, the vagus nerve had its own segment, but we just hinted on senses and we related it to spirituality, but we didn't really go deeply into it. Now, these chakras are energy points. Now, remember, we are walking portals. As discussed, right, we have over 100, but these are the main areas where energy can be transmuted, right? Now, all of these energies are related to like deities, colors, tones and sounds, and even like crystals, right? And every religion and or culture has a school of thought that's going to relay to these chakras differently. And we're not even going into like the deities or the tones or the sounds. I just want to talk about the spiritual healing, right? That is related to all of these chakras. Now, you may have heard of like Reiki healing, or like biofield energy healing, Qigong, or like therapeutic touch. Therapeutic touch is basically like getting a massage from your therapist, right? That's basically what it is. Now, as spiritual healing relates to these chakras, you have to understand that yes, trauma, anxiety, fear, all of those things can set in and affect any of these chakras, right? But before you get to even heal, you have to become aware, right, of these different portals. So if you've been molested, obviously that's going to be your sacral, right? Because it deals with reproduction, sex, physical and sex energy, right? I'm just using this as an example. Before you even say, I'm going to heal this, you have to become aware. You have to address it in a way that has nothing to do with spirituality. And that goes for all of these chakras. Let's say, you're being attacked, right? And for the most part, the sacral chakra, because that's like your solar plexus, I'm sorry, not the sacral. Your solar is your identity, right? Your goals, your willpower. So if you're under attack, this is going to be the main energy that's constantly being attacked. And then the crown. And then, whatever is the strongest on you. Okay? I'm saying this to say that the same way we have these energies already in us, we have to be aware that these energies are going to be manipulated. There are going to be energies sent to us to attack these particular areas, right? And like I said, I thought we discussed the chakras a while ago. I would have been talked about this, but the creator brought it to my attention yesterday that we hadn't. And like I said, I'm not like well versed in chakras, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I am. However, the creator is bringing my attention just to these areas because we have discussed body parts overall and how they affect us spiritually. We didn't go into it deeply, but we've discussed the body and different organs and things like that. So you have to know that these are also body parts, right? So if someone's going to put a spell on you, or if you have a generational curse that needs to be broken, or a cycle or pattern, whatever you want to refer to it as, or if you have picked up the energy and you want to not pass it down the lineage, you need to focus on these areas because these body parts, right, have spiritual energy connected to them. Your heart, your throat, your crown, right? These are all areas that without them, let's just say if they were to be manipulated, right? There goes your sense of spirituality as a whole. And like I said, me not being well versed is just allowing me to kind of like scale this and not go into it, but just really look at how it correlates to us spiritually. based on what I know, and just allowing God to like lead me and guide me like always, because I understand that everything is connected, right? But when you look at, the organs and how they're said to basically, once you balance out these chakras, right, it's said to bring an optimum level of functioning to your intellect in all of these organs. But you have to look at the spiritual aspect of it, right? The things we cannot see, the things we don't know are at play, right? Because we know like the third eye is associated with the pineal gland, right? Your crown is associated to what? Your brain, your head. Okay? So your heart, your throat, like these are actual body parts. So you have to know that your physical vessel and your spirit is, remember, working in tandem. We know that. But this is just bringing awareness to the actual spiritual exchange that needs to occur as far as these chakras or points, if you will, are concerned. These are the areas you need to work on and focus on, physically and spiritually. That's what makes this a thing. It's not, oh, let's go and sit and heal and hum. Like, no, it's not that. You have to know what you're addressing first. If you were a child and you were always shunned, or let's say you were always told to shut up and not speak, your throat chakra would be something you would want to heal, right? But you would have to first come to terms with what even allowed you to get in this space. Okay, I understand that was then, this is now. What is the solution to this? I can't just jump from A to Z. I have to go from B to Y to get to Z. What are the proper channels that I need to navigate to effectively heal this area on my body? So if that means you need to drink tea, if that means you need to write before you say things, if that means you need to work on your confidence to be able to speak what it is that you truly feel. If you need to learn other ways to express yourself, to learn how to say what it is that you're feeling and experiencing. If you need to learn how to listen better. These are all associated with the throat chakra, right? Now let's say spiritually. Again, listening. Writing things down, learning how to be more honest with yourself and others. There are several ways: not smoking, abstaining from yelling and shouting and arguing, right? And that's just one example, one chakra and one example. We can go on, but the overall point is that these areas on your body are physical points of contact for you to be penetrated, not just for you to heal, not just the things that are going on inside of you. And we talked about, how people will try to attack your heart and, try to change your mind and send you all these different spirits. But these are the areas that are being penetrated when you're under attack and when you need to heal. These are the areas, the main areas, right, where this energy is being exchanged. So, just before we leave, you need to understand that, again, your physical body is a portal and your spirit is attached. Your spirit, your body is a door to your spirit. Okay, these are entryways. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper into these. This was just like an introduction. It's no series. We're just gonna do a part 2 to this particular topic, just to learn a little more, and then we're gonna probably go back to the periodic table. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna end it here. I do love y'all. I hope all is well. I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves, drinking y'all water, eating y'all fruit and vegetables, and sipping y'all own tea because it's free. I hope y'all ready to go back to school. Well, The babies is. Lay y'all. Peace.